What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and welcome to a new year, a new office, and we're going to be talking about all the new things that we have coming for the 2019 BMW X3 M40i, and we're going to have a lot of really cool stuff coming in for it this year, so let's run through all of that. So this last year in 2023, we did a couple modifications to my BMW X3 M40i. We got a stage 1 tune put on, MRM Performance catless downpipe, and we just did some cosmetic upgrades too with the mirror caps and the front splitter, and I'm absolutely loving the car. And I've had a lot of comments from you guys about your X3 M40s and all the stuff that you've done to them, and they're just such amazing cars. And this year I want to make this thing even better and take you all along on that journey with me and show off how to install the parts, and if I'm smart enough to do so, and just keep enjoying this amazing car and just showing the capability of it, and that you don't need to have a crazy supercar to have this awesome performance car that looks cool, drives nice, is fast. So I say let's start running through all the stuff that I feel like I'm going to be ordering for the car this year, and I want to hear your guys' input. I want to hear what things you want to see on the car, and if you guys have any suggestions of what I should be doing to the car, I would love to hear those too. So make sure you leave those in the comments below, and I promise I'll be commenting, interacting back and forth. But without ado, let's get into this list and let's start talking about what I have coming for the car. So first things first, I really want to do a steering wheel upgrade this year. The steering wheel in the car is fine, it's normal, but if anybody that knows me and knows like the cars that I pick, I'm kind of an interior snob, because that's what you see and what you touch and what you feel the entire time. And I've thought that especially 2018, 2019 up, BMW did a huge upgrade from their interiors, what they used to be like, and I still love my interior to this day. It's super nice and it's held up very, very nicely, but I feel like the first thing I want to do is switch out the steering wheel. I've been finding in my searching that it is kind of difficult to find a steering wheel for the X3 M40. I just don't think there's a huge demand for a custom steering wheel for that car. But I found a couple options. They're not like exactly what I want. They're not perfectly there. Like I could get one perfectly like that I want, but I would have to drop like $1,500 for it, which I don't really feel like doing that. But I did find like a decent option for like $400 to $500, so might be picking that up. And along that same line, I also will be looking at getting some different paddle shifters. The stock paddle shifters are so small and tiny, and they're really hard to reach if you ever want to drive and shift with them. And I find that in a lot of different car companies, like Porsche does the same thing, where they just have little tiny paddle shifters behind the wheel, and you have to really reach to try to get to them. And I don't know why they do that, but they're like that, and BMW is I just can't really justify using the paddle shifters because they're just hard to reach and they're in the way, and I just have to think about doing it, and I don't like that. So I'm going to be getting some different paddle shifters. I'm kind of thinking this style right here, and I feel like they'll just be a nice upgrade and be much more reachable and also feel a little bit more quality. So that'll be a really nice upgrade to get. So that should be all the interior upgrades that I'm doing. So let's talk about what I want to do on the outside of the car. First things first, I really want to do a new rear diffuser on the back. The stock one looks okay, but it's also this weird tungsten material kind of color, and that was the thing for the X3 M40s, is they had this tungsten-y trim, and that's how you knew it was an M40. But I blacked out almost all the tungsten trim except for the rear diffuser, and so I want to put a new rear diffuser on. My only pain with my car is I have the tow package installed on my car, so I will need to find a way to uninstall the tow package and take all that hardware off and then change out the rear diffuser. So the one I'm kind of looking for is kind of a gloss black one like this. One thing I've also done on my car, which I feel like a lot of people don't choose to do, is I wanted no carbon fiber on the inside or the outside of the car. So I haven't done any carbon fiber trim anywhere, and I just kind of wanted to keep it sleek black and then with some silver accents around the aluminum. So I'm just gonna, all these exterior options are going to be gloss black, no carbon fiber anywhere, just to keep it really nice and clean looking. And then the next thing I will probably get for the rear of the car is a rear wing. Not some silly top wing that looks crazy, but there's this M style wing that you can get for the back that looks a little more pointed in back, and it just changes the side profile of the car to look a little nicer and propped up on the back. And I just really like the way that it changes the profile of the car. I'll probably be picking up one of those, and I feel like that would just change the full-on like side shape and the profile of the car, and make the rear look a lot nicer too, and a little bit more aggressive with the rear diffuser. Because right now my car looks aggressive from the front, but from the back it just looks like any normal X3, and I kind of want to make it just a little more aggressive. And speaking of the back end, I kind of want to get your guys' input on this. I'm debating on upgrading the taillights to what's called the LCI taillights, this fancier looking ones, but my only gripe with the LCI taillights is I feel like they look like the energy sword from Halo. They kind of look a little silly shaped, and they're more sleek and like look a little more modern, but they look just like the energy sword from Halo, and I can't unsee that. So I don't know if I want to upgrade to that, or if I just want to black out my taillights and just like tint them a little bit and just make them look a little darker and kind of more like have that blacked out look on the back. I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' comments down below on what you think I should do with that. And the next, I actually kind of want to replace the front splitter that I chose to put on there. The one on there is awesome. It's great and only costs like 50 bucks. But I really kind of want to put a more aggressive, beefier front splitter on there. I'll throw a picture of what it looks like right here. And these ones just look a little more, just like I said, like aggressive and a little more substantial, where mine looks fine, but I don't think it looks very aggressive at all, and it's very subtle, which like some people probably love that, but I think especially with doing all these other upgrades, I kind of want to make the front end look just a little more meaner. So I might upgrade to that front splitter. Let me know down below if you think I should, if you like that look better. Now for some performance stuff, I might do a cold air intake. I know that it doesn't affect the performance pretty much at all. It kind of just makes the turbos a little louder. Maybe we'll have slight better throttle response, but one thing with the car is you can hardly ever hear the turbos, and I feel like having a cold air intake would kind of make it sound just a little nicer, be a little more fun, just playing around on sport mode and stuff. So cold air intake might be coming in. There's a possibility I might look into upgrading the fuel lines, because with the MG Flasher Stage 2 tune that I have the mapping for a Stage 1 and a Stage 2. To go to a Stage 2, you have to upgrade your fuel lines. And so I might do that and then upgrade to a Stage 2, which should put the car a little closer to about 500 horsepower with all the other modifications that I have. And but I might do that after I end up buying a project car, possibly, just to, in case I blow up my motor on the X3 and then I have a second car to drive around. And finally, the last cosmetic thing I might do to the car is there's these grill inserts that you can put on the V braces behind the grill, and when the flaps are open and the intakes are open, then it just kind of makes this like standout color and pop on the front, makes it look a little more like sporty and aggressive. So I do want to get one of like a kit of those, and those only cost like 15 bucks, so I might actually just order some right after this video. But they're super cheap, super easy to install. They're just a clip-on thing to make the braces look cooler, and I want to get ones that match the M Sport blue brakes, so I might get blue inserts for the front. And that will probably do for all the cosmetic upgrades and the performance ones. But again, I really want to hear what you guys want to see, what pieces you think I should order first that you would really want to like know how to install on your car, or that you want to see that you think would make the biggest difference on my car. And last one, I really do want to get wheels. That's probably like the most expensive option out of all these things, but I would really love to find some blacked out wheels that are 20-inch instead of 19 inches, because I feel like the wheels on the car are just a little too small for what looks good. So yeah, I want to get some 20-inch blacked out wheels and some nice summer tires, and then just I feel like that would complete the entire look of the car. And then eventually I would love to get a wrap on the car, which that's the most expensive option out of all things. Probably costs like $6,000 or $7,000. I don't have the money just to burn on a wrap right now, but I would probably want to wrap it some sort of purple. That's my favorite color, if you can't tell with the glowing logo behind me. But yeah, that's all the upgrades coming to the X3 this year. I'm hoping we can cross off all these things. I might be ordering a couple of those things today, and then we can start doing the upgrades. if you saw the last video, the car is currently broken, and just because the PCV diaphragm went out, and it's just leaking oil onto the exhaust and gases and stuff. So that part comes in about 3 days, and then I'm going to be filming the replacement of that. So if you need help with replacing your PCV, or just want to see just how easy this car is to work on, then make sure you stay tuned for that video, because that should be coming out in the next week or so. And once the car's fixed, we'll be back on the road. We're making a lot more videos with it. It's winter time here in Idaho, so probably showcase just how good these cars are in the winter too, if you live in a wintry area and you're considering buying one. So yeah, so that is all the stuff that we were putting on the car in 2024. This year we're going to be making the car look insane, and this is going to be just such a cool year, just content-wise. This is what we got going on. I have some amazing projects in the works, and the car is going to look so cool by the end of it. So thank you so much for watching this video and taking the time out of your day and spending with me. I really appreciate you being here, and I can't wait to show you all the things that we do to the car this year. So thank you again for watching. I hope you have an amazing day. Peace.